Today we're going to unbox one of the favorite camera phones ever from 2020, which is the Mi 10T Pro, and today it's the latest one, which is the Mi, and of course I'm wrong, it's a Xiaomi 11T Pro, which they of course dropped their Mi name to be unified with their brand Xiaomi. So are you excited? Let's open. So hi guys, it's me Richmond of Gadget Psychic and welcome back to my channel. So I have here on my hand the Xiaomi 11T Pro. This is the successor to the highly popular Mi 10T Pro, which is of course the successor and probably a spin-off to the Mi 10T series. And of course this one is the spin-off to the Xiaomi 11 series. So as we all know that Xiaomi has unified their brand, dropping the name Mi in replacement of the whole word Xiaomi. So this is no longer called the Mi 11T Pro, but instead the Xiaomi 11T Pro. But my tongue is still needing to get a little bit used to it since I am really more convenient of saying the word Mi than, of course, the whole word Xiaomi. But we're not here to talk about the brand, but instead we're here to talk about the phone itself. The Xiaomi 11T Pro boasts the Snapdragon 888, which is the latest, of course, from Qualcomm, the flagship chip inside this phone. It also has that latest vapor cooling chamber technology, which is, of course, giving you that cooler feel when you play a lot of games on your phone. And I know that many Xiaomi flagship camera tends to bug down on its camera when it's too hot. And this one, I was able to try it under the direct sunlight for quite a while, recording some videos and taking some photos, and it didn't even bug down. Probably thanks to the new cooling technology which is inside of this phone. Now, of course, we want to take a stroll on some benchmark from this phone. It was able to gather 633,000 points on Antutu, which is not really that impressive for me. Some other 888 chipset from Xiaomi was able to gather 700 plus or even 800. 568 points for single core on Geekbench and 2,447 for multi-core. Now, this is more impressive, 1,100,000 points on iTutu benchmark. And of course, how can I forget, it has a level 1 wideband security level here on DRM Info, which of course enables us to watch all those HD movies on Netflix. Now, speaking of movies, I was able to watch some videos here on this phone, be it Netflix or YouTube. And this phone sports the 6.67 AMOLED display, which of course, 120 Hz of screen refresh rate, together with a 480 of touch sampling rate. It also supports over 1 billion colors, which makes it very natural and very colorful. And it also has the Sunlight Mode 3.0, which enables me to read and watch movies or read some text under the direct sunlight, which we just did. Together with the Harman Kardon stereo speakers, I was able to enjoy watching a lot of movies here on this phone. Especially the sound is really, really nice. Now, I did put this phone down for a little test of gaming, and running PUBG on this one, I was able to enjoy. Now, given that it's a Snapdragon 888, I do expect nothing less but very nice and very good graphics on this one. It has a little or close to 0 frame drops, and of course, not a bit of lag on this one. Then the gameplay is really nice. The graphics is nice. I was able to enjoy it together with the nice speakers from Harman Kardon. But of course, if you want a better sound, you can always put on your favorite Bluetooth headphones to give you that more better experience on your gameplay. Now, Xiaomi put a lot of effort on the camera of this phone. Now, this is almost that flagship level camera, giving you that cinematic feel when you take in some photos and videos from its rear cam. Now, it has the 108 MP camera, which of course has the aperture 1.75 together with some 8K recording and HDR10 plus recording. Now, it also has the 8MP ultra wide angle camera, which can go as big as a 120 angle, together with that 5MP telemacro lens, which can give you up to 2 times optical zoom. And of course, how can I forget that night mode, which is of course definitely something plus when you have this phone on your hands. Now up front, it also has a 16MP front shooter, and why not? Let's take some photos and videos from this phone. What more can I say about the camera of this phone? It's really nice. Was able to take in some punchy photos, some really crisp photos, and I can say that the color resolution is really nice. The color accuracy on this camera, I can say that it's almost as good as the one that you've seen with your naked eyes. Now, taking in some videos, I can say that it's really stable. I really love the way that Xiaomi has improved the camera on this T series, which of course the Xiaomi Mi 10T series isn't that super nice, but this one I can say that it has greatly jumped and improved, given that it's really a cinematic camera on your hands. Now, one noteworthy feature on this phone is that it has the 120 watts of hypercharge on this phone. It can support that fast charging on its 5,000 milliampere hours of battery. I drained the battery of this phone down to 8% and giving it 120 watts of fast charging, hypercharge I mean, it was able to complete in just a freaking mind-blowing 19 minutes. Just imagine how fast it can charge. Imagine that I can leave this phone charging when I hit the shower room for around 15 minutes, and when I came out of the shower room, it's almost done charging. It's really that fast. Now, some phones charging too fast can drain also equally fast. Now, this one was able to squeak a 14 hours and 11 minutes from its screen on time test from here, from PC Mark. And I was able to enjoy the battery of this phone for almost 2 weeks, and I can say that it can last me almost a day and a half without hitting the charging dock. And it's really when you use it for some mild social medias, watching some videos, and of course playing some mild games. And of course, heavy usage will affect the battery consumption. So guys, what's not to love about the Xiaomi 11T Pro? It has a nice camera, it has a nice processor, it has a nice body, which of course looks a lot very elegant, and I love it. Here in my hands, very sturdy. And of course, the back is a Corning Gorilla Glass protected, making it a lot more tough compared to other phones. So guys, if you like the review of my Mi 11T Pro here in my hands, do give me a like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to click that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos that I upload here on my channel. So I'm Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up?